Let's talk about the publishing house. What is your vision for that department?
You won't believe that I was in the early 1970s, the vice president.
I remember.
Of the publishing board and editor of our youth literature. And so the publishing house has always been something about which I've been deeply concerned, and having had an involvement in it, I've had an understanding of what its potential is, and how we have in many cases failed to really tap that potential. With more than 6 million members that we're estimated to comprise, it is so important that we provide our membership with good literature, with good material, with good books, that our Sunday school literature and our youth literature be ample, that it should be excellent, that it should be relevant, that it should be effectively distributed, and that the denomination should receive benefits from the products that we provide through our publishing ministry. We've reorganized our publishing board, and we have added one of the most excellent individuals on the face of the earth as chair of our publishing board. His name is Attorney John Daniels. He has one of the largest law firms in the city of Milwaukee, with more than 400 lawyers who are a part of that particular law firm, and they specialize and focus primarily on real estate law. And he's quite the entrepreneur. And I found the best person that I could find in the constituency of the Church of God in Christ from a managerial and business perspective to really revamp and reorient our publishing board's operation. He came to us with a tremendous business plan. He came to me with a 65+ page business plan for the publishing house and a 35-page plus business plan for the bookstore. And I immediately realized we are in for quite a run, and we're going to see some revolutionary and progressive changes in the whole publishing operation of our denomination. And I'm excited about it.
Historically, in many denominations, the publishing arm runs at a deficit, and it seems that your vision is to turn that around.
Yes, in many denominations, the publishing arm runs at a deficit, but in many other denominations, the publishing arm literally finances the operation of that denomination and funds many of its benevolent and altruistic ministries. And that is my hope for our publishing operation within the Church of God in Christ, with a constituency of our size and with the possible market that we can reach in the nation and around the world. I fully expect that our publishing operation will be effective, but also that it will not represent an expense to us, but rather a financial benefit.
You've also initiated some changes in the Global Missions Board. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, I love missions, and my whole life has, professional life and recent life for the last 20, 25 years, has been focused on the work that I've done in Africa through our Save Africa's Children organization, where we've impacted the lives of more than 200,000 children, 24 nations, and 400 orphan care programs across the continent of Africa. And so I have a love for missions. For more than 30 years, my local church has been the primary and the lead supporter of the International Missions Department of the Church of God in Christ. The very heartbeat of the church is missions. It is what we're called to do, and it is what we must focus on, both missions within the borders of the United States and literally around the world. I've carried that commitment into my involvement as presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ. We've added new members to our missions board. Our missions director, Bishop Moody from Illinois, has done an excellent job. And we're coming beside him to support him in the task. One of our major fundraising efforts, our lay effort, that usually is the second piece of our fundraising effort for our denomination, has been totally dedicated and set aside to provide for our missions budget and our education's budget. And before money will be expended for anything else, we want to meet all the obligations of our missions budget and education's budget. And that just indicates what a high priority the missions program and the support of our missionaries and our missions around the world, the importance of that to me.
Now, you were handpicked by President Barack Obama to serve on the White House's Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships Commission. Congratulations. Tell us more about what you desire to do for that board and where it's going to take us.
Well, it's an honor to be on the Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships Commission. I believe that I was selected because I represent, well, the fourth largest denomination in our nation, an urban denomination that is ministering in the inner cities of our nation where the greatest needs exist among the constituency of these United States. I've had the wonderful privilege of being involved in the Democratic Convention and also participating in the inaugural. And so I'm honored by the opportunity to serve on the Faith-Based Commission. It is a tremendous responsibility. Only after being appointed did I really learn of the demands that are made upon, well, thousands of volunteers and commissions members who serve in various capacities in relationship to the federal government. And I'm called upon several times a week to be on 2-hour and 3-hour long telephone conferences. And in addition to these multiple telephone conferences, we're called upon almost every other week to fly into Washington, D.C. for meetings of the commission or other events that are considered to be important and significant. But it's a tremendous and awesome responsibility, and I'm so pleased that so many hundreds of people have consented to serve on other commissions and to assist our president and our government in doing its work. As an intercity minister who has ministered in the inner city and as an executive with an inner city organization like the Church of God in Christ, I feel that I can represent a constituency. I can share their priorities, their concerns, their needs, and make sure that the people whom I represent in terms of my community and the urban areas of the nation have their voices heard at the table. I think that is the best and most useful thing that I can provide, but also from the perspective of an organizational leader who has many entities within our denomination ministering in the inner city, impacting the inner city. Then I have a chance to share some of the techniques and practices that they've learned. My own church that has provided 400 residences in the city of Los Angeles through our Community Development Corporation, and employment and mediation training and all the services that we have offered, more than 80 services to the inner city. I think I can present some of these models for the deliberation of our commission. And so I'm very excited about being involved.